Alright, first off, happy birthday. This is leftover Jameson that I couldn't finish because I had to wake up super fucking early in the morning and work another goddamn double today. So I'll take a birthday shot for you. Okay, whew. Alright. So I'm gonna show you one or two things. But the first one that I'm gonna show you is literally the thing that got my fingers to be able to work together and quickly, the fastest. Whenever I first started practicing guitar, which a lot of people do, they learn like a bunch of songs that they like, you know, and then find out what they're good at or what they like to play and play a lot of that. Now, one thing I wish I did, not necessarily just change up genres of music, but change up how I practice guitar and why I was practicing it. So with that being said, one of the things that I do are chromatic scales, and I'm so happy that I don't have to explain what that is to you. But so what that's doing on your instrument is it's using all four fingers, which is you know, you're getting double the workout load in, or excuse me, quadruple the workout load in one exercise. Jim wants to say hi. Hi, baby. Okay. So, this is what I do. And I'll start... I'll try to get a good view of my guitar. Hold on, baby. Let me go over there. Alright. So, the first one, I don't just do them in order. Excuse it, but I don't just do them in order. I do them first finger, then fourth finger, and then back to the first finger, and then go in order. So it'll sound like... It's just one in a different spot. But I can do that in every string. And I can also do that in every spot. One big thing is to notice, especially on the bass, like this is probably going to be rough because I can only imagine. But further up on the neck, see the back of my hand? And if you slide that and you keep them, you know, from first to fourth fret, it starts to change. Notice it's a little bit less wide. See how wide that is? So I'm using different muscle fibers to play these notes in this position. Down here in this position, I'm using different muscle fibers. Again, the same fingers, different fibers that control that. And so on down the neck. See how close that is and closed up that is now? See how close and closed up that is? And blah, blah, blah. So the point I want to make is to run that chromatic that I just did. 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Run that chromatic on consecutively on every string, all the way up, and then do that in different spots, not just the one that you're comfortable with, because that's what I used to do, is go straight to the spot that I'm the best at playing, and I would do all the exercises there, and I would get super fucking fast at just that one spot. But you throw me up here, and my hand's like, oh shit, I'm not used to it. And then my brain has to think about it, and then I fuck up. Same thing, you know, in the other positions. So do this exercise. Oops. And make sure that you're hitting every note. Like I screwed up a few times in there, but this is the first time I picked up a guitar in probably a week. So I'm warming up right now too. And this is the warm up that I do. But run that in different sections so that way you're working out the fibers. Got it? Cool. Alright, so another thing I want to do is the same chromatic scale using the same fingers, but back up. So you're not just running. I mean, at first practice at whatever pace. You can break this down into however many sections that you need to break it down for yourself to learn each thing individually if you need. It's not a race. But I complete that exercise by going back down. So, for example... I reverse it. So I'm starting with my pinky and doing 4, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you probably already get the premise on that. It's switching the fibers, it's switching the mechanics. So that way you're just doing them over and over again, and I do it over and over and over again until I'm fucking sick of it. But the goal is to be able to be in any position and have your brain to not think about it. Which you'll always think a little bit, so never stress on that. But the more your brain has to think, the more likely it is for your hands to fuck up, because you have to do 2 things at once, and it's hard. So yeah, we just run it one time, and like I said, in every position try it, but let me try it. Get it good. Okay, you do that down here, you know. Yeah, wow, okay. So anyway, yep, that's that first section. This next exercise, I'm just going to brush through it real quickly because that's basically the main exercise that was able to, get me to the skill set that I'm at now. This next one, it'll be a little bit different on the bass. And mind you, I know that you're not using a pick, you're trying to use your fingers, so I'll try to bear with you. I fucking suck at finger picking. If you do it the way that you need to do it. You don't have to do it fast. Just do it. Doesn't have to be fast. So this next one is chromatic scales again. But what it's doing is it's a chord instead of single notation. I call that single notation. So it's going to be a chord. So you're going to be diagonally going, and you'll have to do this somewhere, very high up on your guitar or on your bass, or in the middle if you can stretch it. But I would suggest to do it for you as far down on the neck that you can go. That way your hands can actually do the chordings. But the chording is diagonally, so. That is our starting position. So 1 is on mine is going to be my 2nd fret. You can do this on whichever strings that you want to do them onto. It doesn't have to be specifically where I place mine. But anyway, so mine is on my 2nd string, okay? 1st fret is on my 1st finger. My 3rd string, my 2nd finger diagonally. Alright. My 4th string, my ring finger diagonally. And then my 4th, obviously, is on my 5th string after that. And I'm using my 4th finger. So that's going to create this. Now, here is where, so that might be difficult or weird. So just get used to doing that. It sounds very eerie. I'm not really good at theory, but I believe it's a diminished. But here's the cool part about this exercise. So once you get comfortable making this chord, then we're going to take these 2 middle fingers, okay? And we're going to swap, see how they're diagonal, straight down the board? We're going to swap them. Oops, I'm going to do that the right way. But we're going to keep the 4th finger and the 1st finger planted, and we're only going to move our middle fingers. So it's going to change it. See the fingerings now? And all I did was swap positions. Okay? So now we have... Now with our fingers in this position, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to keep the middle 2 planted, and we're going to swap the 1st all the way back, alright? So the same string that your 4th finger's on, you're going to swap that all the way back. And you're going to put your 4th where your first, on the same string that your first finger was at. And it's going to change the voicing. And then we're going to do the same thing again. You guessed it, with the middle fingers. And that's going to be your final chord. So what you have quickly is, excuse me. It's been a while for me. So pretty much the gist of both of these exercises what I want you to get overall is to put your hands in all of the positions that you're going to have to put your hands in when you're learning music as you go, because you know you're going to have to get there eventually. You might not be doing it now because you don't like a song, or you don't have a song that you like that has that positioning. But with these chromatic scales, you can play, you can hear noise, and you don't have to hear music. It's a little boring, but you can do all of these on any spot of the neck. This one's going to be a stretch for me. Alright, and see how weird that is for me? I never do chordings like this up here on this part of my neck. So it's a struggle for me. So obviously I need to practice on that, right? But I mean, if you do this consistently, all of your muscle fibers in each position will be trained and used to it, so you don't feel you won't feel that much strain. And so now that you're mechanically there and your hands do it, you don't have to think about it. Then you're freeing up your brain, and you can be more creative. You can be more fluent, and you don't fuck up as much because you don't have to think about it. Take those, do them super slow, do them at your pace, break it up however you want to do them, however it makes you have fun with it. If you only want to do one part, do one part. If you only want to do one certain chord, do that certain chord. But make sure that eventually somewhere in there you're trying to escalate forward. You're trying to move forward with the exercises and connect them to their the full exercise. So one more time before I start rambling again. I'll just do it in this position. 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. 1, skip a string. 2, skip a string. 3, skip a string. 4. Swap middle, keeping these planted, your outside fingers. Swap outside fingers, keeping middles planted. Oops. And then back to swapping the middles. So. And just keep repeating those. Throw those into your routines, or if you're sitting watching TV, just do you don't have to hear it, just do the exercises. And you'd be surprised how much that will actually build your playing. I wish I would have done it years ago. Alright, I'm done rambling. I love you. Hopefully these really help you.